So welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be going through all the gear and kit that I am taking with me on the coast to coast in a week's time. So let's have a look. So there's an overview. Doesn't look that much to be fair, but we'll go through each individual bit now. So we'll go through the sleep system first because that's nice and easy. So I'm taking my Berghaus Transition 300 XL. It is a 3-season sleeping bag. Weighs 2.1 kg, so you know, not ideal, but I've had it through all my through hikes and it served me well, so we'll be taking that with us. The trusty OEX Fluxx 5.0, that served me well on past hikes, and the Trekology Aluft pillow 2.0. I have got my Flextail pillow, but yeah, I'm going with the Trekology again. I went with the Trekology pillow for the Great Glen Way, and I had the Flextail, I believe, for the Cumbria Way, and then I had just some cheap khaki one from Go Outdoors for the West Highland Way. If you compare all my gear from the West Highland Way to now, it's a joke. So yeah, that's my sleep system. Berghaus Transition 300 XL, OEX Fluxx 5.0 and the Trekology Aluft pillow. I am taking the Atom Packs Prospector. Absolutely fantastic bag. If you are contemplating getting one, because they are a bit pricey, if you are contemplating getting one, I would push for it because it's well worth the investment. It feels amazing. You can fit a lot in it, and you can obviously customize it. That's customized with the orange tassels and the orange base and the sort of like khaki green sides. You can put whatever colour you want. I've got a video about that bag on the channel if you want to have a quick look at it. There are other videos on YouTube about it as well, so just mooch about, see what you think. With the sleep system, I'm not taking my Z-Lite that's not a Z-Lite, purely for the fact of it's just bulky. I can't be arsed lugging that around. This time of year, you'd like to think the floor will be a bit warmer than it has been. I know the weather's not been great, but I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and hope the R rating on the mat is good enough to support me for the trek. So in the bag there is a few little bits and bobs, but we'll go through them in a minute. The tent of choice is the Naturehike CloudPeak 3. As you can see, the poles are out. I was going to put it up, but where I've decided to pick to do this video, one, it's not overly flat, hence why I've got the Hillyberg Steiker ground sheet out with me, and it's the morning dew is quite bad this morning, so no, I'm not getting the I'd have to dry the tent out at home, all for the sake of a kit video, so I'm not going to bother. You've seen the CloudPeak in all my other videos. If not, here's a picture of it. But yeah, tent of choice is the CloudPeak 2. I've had it on the Cumbria Way, Great Glen Way. Again, didn't have it on the West Highland Way because everything was cheap as chips on the West Highland Way. I'm surprised it actually got me all the way over, to be fair, but still, hey ho. I'm going to be carrying the OMM Chest pod. That's going to have my batteries for the camera, probably snacks and a bits and bobs. My wallet, I'd imagine, because I'm only wearing shorts. Obviously everything in this will be in dry bags because it's not overly waterproof. That's got a few bits in it, we'll go through that in a minute. This is my waterproof gear. This is a Quechua, I can never pronounce it right. Waterproof jacket, 20,000mm rating. Absolutely fantastic jacket, I cannot fault it. Better than that poncho I had. And then I've got some Trespass waterproof trousers, 5,000mm. So hopefully we don't have any mega downpours. Otherwise I'm going to get wet. But I am, again, just wearing shorts and leggings, so they might not even come out, to be fair. But better safe than sorry, innit? So I keep looking behind me because, as you can see, there's a woodland behind me. And I keep hearing the odd little crack here and there, so it's starting to put me on edge. So here's my electricals bag. In here, obviously, is my battery pack for the action cam, but obviously that will be going in there anyway. I'm only taking one camera on this trip, which is the one I'm filming on now, which is the Action 4. The GoPro is testing my patience a little bit at the minute. I need to do a bit of work on that. But I'm not carrying a camera, an extra tripod, etc. if the camera's going to play up and die after about 5 minutes. With battery saver mode on and everything, so yeah, not good. So I'm just going to take this one with me, which hopefully will, you know, make the battery on my charging blocks last a bit longer as well. My Flextail pump, that served me well. I'm not going to risk the Aldi pump, even though it absolutely obliterated that in the test. I'm not going to risk it. My khaki little light from Temu, some charger cables, my sun blesser head torch. I'm not going to turn it on, but this is brilliant. What else we got? My Belkin charging block. This has a rating of, if I can remember rightly, 20,000 milliamp. It has got a bit of weight to it, but you know, it is what it is. Another charging cable, that's primarily for my sun blesser. And then my big charging block, my anchor. This has got, if I remember rightly, 26,800 milliamp on that one, so that's a beast. And then, last but not least, just in case I do some filming on my phone, I've got my adapter and my mic for my phone, and that little bit in the middle there is my DJI microphone charging station thing. Because obviously we don't want the mic dying, do we? That'd be a bit embarrassing. So yeah, that's all my electricals. Obviously, like I said, I'm filming on the Action Cam 4 as well. I'll have my phone with me, which is just there, the Google Pixel 8, I think it is, with a little magnetic attachment on it so I can take cameras. That pops out, which is like a little Bluetooth camera clicker to take photos. So yeah, nice little gadget. So that'll be coming with me. Yeah, so that's all my electricals. No, it's not. I tell absolute porcupines. In here, I'm not going to get it out, is my drone. It's a DJI Mini 4K. That's in there. So that is all my electricals. So power banks, head torch, cables, battery pack, pump for the mat, and my drone. Hopefully the weather plays nice so I can get that drone out and about, which will be nice. First aid kit, so that's got blister packs, plasters, you know, all the essential first aid stuff. It is quite thick, to be fair, because it has probably got a little bit. I think there's a whistle in there, to be fair, but I thought I'll keep it in there. You never know. So yeah, plasters, bandages, you name it, it's all in there. It doesn't weigh anything, so I'm not really bothered about that. In here, I've not got a lot of them because I still need to go to Tesco's and buy a pack. I am looking at doing this in 12 days, so I'm not gonna max out on my coffees and my breakfast bar. I'll probably just buy a box each. And then, you know, if I find some shops, I'll probably just stock up if I'm running a little bit low, in Grasmere or somewhere like that, Patterdale maybe. So yeah, I'm not gonna overstock on coffees and stuff, it's pointless. In here is bits and bobs like deodorant. I've got my Vaseline in there for truthing. Suntan lotion, you know, ever the optimist. Painkillers, wipes, toothpaste, toothbrush, you name it, it's all in there. It doesn't weigh that much, to be fair, so I can't complain too much. And it fits all inside this nice little technicals bag, so winner, winner, really. I think I picked that up when I did the Great Glen Way. I picked it up in Inverness before I started, so that was a good buy, that. So that's all that side. So I've got my cook system. So we're going for the Big Bertha, the Coleman C500 gas. There's still a fair bit in that. The ever trusty OEX Heiro Stove. Again, I can't scream loud enough for that bit of kit. If you haven't got one, get one. Absolutely amazing for the price. You don't have to fork out on the expensive stuff. If you want like a mini stove and stuff like that, if you're weight saving, then fair enough. But if you want a stove like this, then the Heiro is the one to get, trust me. It is absolutely fantastic. It's pushing 2 years for me now, and it's, touch wood, I've never had an issue with it. My trusty expandable cup and my WildPeak spork. That is my cook system. Just to touch on the OEX Heiro Stove, by the way, you can buy attachments now that turns it into like a sort of hob style stove. So, you know, it's just getting better and better, that thing. So yeah, that's my cook system. So inside this dry bag, this is a 10 litre Karrimor dry bag. Picked up from Sports Direct, absolutely fantastic. So in here is all my dry stuff and wet stuff. So you've got my woolly hat, taking the green one this time. You've got my gloves, because let's be honest, the weather's not been overly nice this year. My down pants, my down booties, all both from Naturehike. So I should have said my gloves are from Flextail. My down pants and the boots are both from Naturehike. A bit closer to the road than I thought. Some sort of like leggings. These are Dare to Be. They were from Sports Direct as well, cheap as chips. Not the best, if I'm brutally honest, but they'll do. These are socks for camp. And then I've got 3 pairs of walking socks. Got these for Christmas. Brilliant socks. Don't actually know the brand name. I don't think there is a brand name on them, to be fair. No. But yeah, they are walking socks. Got them for Christmas. I've worn them on different like mini hikes and stuff like that. They are good. These socks are for camp only though. So when I get to camp, these socks will come off and a nice dry pair will go on. And I've got spare pairs of boxers. These are light as anything. Bought these from Decathlon. I am going to be wearing a set on the way up. So these are my spares. So I've got 3 in total. And then last but not least is my spare top from Northridge. Long sleeve, very, very thin and lightweight, great long zip if you're getting warm. So yeah, that's all my dry kit and that'll be in this bag. So inside the rucksack, on this side pocket, there will be either my tent or a 1 litre bottle of water and a few bits and bobs. I can't remember which side it is now I've put the bleeding thing down. I think this was my tent side. This will have my tent and my poles. The front pack will have Wayfarer meals, so there's 4 Wayfarer meals in there. That's my coast to coast map book. I have got a footpath app on my phone, which I'm going to be using. So yeah, I've got, what have I got? All day breakfast for one. So I'm very, very picky with my foods. Pasta bolognese, and I think the other 2, and then 2 packs of the beans and sausage, all from Wayfarer. That there weighs a fair bit, so that's the only reason why I've got 4. And then obviously once I've used these, that's 4 nights worth. So once I've used these, I'll probably pick some other bits and bobs up. Tent pegs, so my anemometer, I think, is that how you pronounce it? Anemometer? I don't know. So I've got my water filter strapped to the side from Hydramate, and then on the straps of the bag, to flip that over, on the straps of the bag I'm going to have my juice there, and then on this strap I've got my electrolytes and my sunnies, just in case the sun does pop out for a bit, and that's it. The pocket underneath will solely have my waterproof cover for this bag. It's from Karrimor, but I've had it on once already and it fits around absolutely perfectly. So yeah, these meals are 300 grams each, so obviously do the math on that. There's over a kilogram of food there. So yeah, that's all what's in my bag. So what I'm wearing is what I'm going in. So you've got my Thrudark mid layer, and then underneath it you've got my Rab very thin long sleeve t-shirt. Again, it's a bit like the Northridge one I just showed you. Long zip, very thin, lightweight, fits beautifully under this. This keeps you heating. I was umming and ahhing whether to take the Thrudark jacket that goes over this. You might have seen it on the Great Glenway video, but I'm just thinking, I've got this, I've got my down jacket, which is not in this video by the way, because I use it for work as well, and I've got another week at work yet, but it's got my Berghaus down jacket that's in there, and I've got my rain jacket as well. So another jacket's just a bit too much. My shorts, my Slazenger shorts, again, might wear the leggings underneath this. Then you've got a nice pair of socks. And then last but not least, you've got my Karrimor Caracal, sort of like trail running shoes. The last pair of trail running shoes I wore on the Great Glen Way, they were unbelievable. They were brilliant. Comfy, no blisters, nothing. They were absolutely fantastic. So I think I'm going down the old trail running shoe for long distance hikes and stuff like that from now on. I used to wear boots and I'd either walk through them and wear the inner bit of the sole out and stuff like that, and it's just, you know, I can't be arsed with that, to be honest. Trail running shoes are a hell of a lot more comfortable, in my opinion anyway. I know people prefer boots for ankle support and stuff like that. It's a very each to their own niche, boots and trail running and stuff like that for long distance hikes. I've tried both and I prefer the trail running shoe, to be brutally honest with you. Again, a little bit on the electrical side, obviously that's my DJI mic that's going to be coming with me. It might end up there, or I might stick it on the magnet on the side of the camera just in case I don't lose it really, because if I lose that I'll be annoyed and the missus will probably castrate me, so you know. But yeah, that's it. Obviously the ground sheet's not coming with because that's my Steiker ground sheet I just used for this. That's the first time it's actually seen daylight, to be fair, since I've got the Steiker. But yeah, that is it, you know. Clothes, tent, bag, my water filter, my food, my guidebook, my sleep set, cook system, waterproof stuff, electricals, you know. I don't think that's a lot. The bag came in, I weighed it last night, the bag came in at 15 kg. Which I don't think is too bad, to be fair. My Van Gogh bag that I had before the Atom Packs, because this will be the Atom Packs' first long distance hike. I've used my Van Gogh for the past 3. And great bag, don't get me wrong, lots of space. It weighs a fair bit. The bag comes in, I think it was about 2.5 kg itself, without anything in it. So, you know, the Atom Packs completely wipes that clean. Hardly weighs a thing, this bag. So with everything else in it. So if I had that in my other Van Gogh, you'd be looking at around about 17.5 kg, which it's hard work, to be fair, going on my other past hikes and stuff. So, you know. Obviously, as you can see today, the weather is absolutely fantastic. It is looking like that's how it's going to be for this week. For context, I am filming this on the 19th of April. I start the trail a week today. I've checked the weather and unfortunately, you know, this is long range forecast, so I'm hoping it changes a little bit for the better. But it's looking like it's drizzly, a bit rainy here and there, sporadic sunshine, rain, you know. But this week is supposed to be like this for 90% of it. So wounded, I picked the wrong week by the looks of it, but hey ho. I've got lucky with my past hikes. I think I only got caught, I had a few overcast days on the West Highland Way, but it stayed dry. I had one rainy day on the Cumbria Way on day 1 where I nearly jacked it in because it was horrible. And then the Great Glen Way, like I've said in a couple of past videos, that was the first heat wave, first week in April it was, and it was our first heat wave of that year, because we had about several that year, didn't we, last year? But yeah, that was heat wave number 1 that week. So it wasn't too hot, but it was beautiful. I could not complain. No rain, no wind, nothing. It was gorgeous. But yeah, that's it. That's my gear for the coast to coast, I nearly said Cumbria Way then, coast to coast cook set, sleep system, bag, food, tent, dry clothes, mixed in with electricals there, my hygiene bag, first aid, and my wet stuff. Again, I'm actually really chuffed for that, because I feel like that's not a lot of gear, to be fair. I have been trying to downsize my gear because I always feel like I'm taking too much. because it just weighs a hell of a lot. I don't know, again, that might be because of the bag weighing a fair bit, I don't know, but you know, I am well happy with that. So yeah, right guys, I'm going to wrap this one up because there's only so much you can waffle about kit that you're taking on a hike. Usually I do these videos when I get back because I forgot to do them before I leave, so you know, it's good to get out and actually get it all out. Sorry I couldn't get the tent up, but again, you've seen the picture of it, and if you watch the channel on some earlier camps before I got the Striker, you'd have seen it anyway, so no change there. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Keep an eye on the channel. Obviously this is the first video of the Coast to Coast series, so the actual trail videos start next week. Sunday, 7 o'clock, don't miss it. I think I'm going to be doing, so I'm doing it in 12 days, so 3, 6, 9, 12, yeah, there's going to be about 4 videos, so 3 days on each video. Because if I did a day per video, you'd probably get sick of it by about day 4, so. Yeah, I will be putting a long form video out of it as well at some point, but yeah, the series starts now. Keep an eye out for next week, 7 o'clock, Sunday evening, be there. Cheers guys, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more outdoor videos. I'll see you on the trail. Cheers guys. So following that video, there was a few bits that weren't actually there that I'm still going to be taking. Nothing too big or heavy or anything like that, just obviously I still need them for next week. So in the description, I'm going to put a list of everything I am taking, just so if it wasn't in the video then, it's in that list, so you can still get a good idea of what I'm taking on the Coast to Coast, if you intend on doing it. Remember guys, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and obviously enjoy the rest of the content on the channel. Cheers.